situation ongoing, Israel and Hamas. And I want to ask you your thoughts on these reports that Hamas are preventing British people from leaving Gaza, effectively holding them hostage.
Well, of course, these are pretty disturbing reports. I'm sure there will be more information over the next few hours. I'm sure that the Foreign Secretary or Prime Minister will make a statement further in terms of what is going on, if necessary. But what I would say is it does show, sadly, the nature of the Hamas terrorist network. They committed the biggest atrocity against Jews since the Holocaust on the 7th of October. They've built a terror network of tunnels underneath Gaza of over 300 miles filled with weapons and other armaments to try and destroy the state of Israel. They're firing thousands of missiles onto Israel on a daily basis. And it's right that Israel has the ability to defend itself, because they need to root out Hamas. It's both to protect Israel but also ensure that the Palestinian people have a peaceful future. Let's bring all of that to what you're here to talk about, which is this convention on AI this week to be held in London. Very, very important. Are we that far off, Minister, or maybe it's happening already, AI running wars? Well, I think the Prime Minister, the reason why he's set up this important conference on safety and artificial intelligence is to precisely analyse both the threats and the opportunities of artificial intelligence. And of course there may be threats, and that's what the conference is all about at Bletchley Park, but there are also opportunities as well. And today, for example, we're announcing a £2 million investment into the Oak Online Academy, which is a resource for teachers across the country, which will help with AI and in terms of providing teachers with personal assistance, will help with data analytics, will help with collaborative knowledge, so you can share best practice, teachers can share best practice, and also have continued professional development. And the Oak Academy is a trusted source. It's already being used by 30,000 teachers. So there are opportunities as well as there may be threats. I can see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to set up maybe a governing body for all of this, because if we identify the capabilities of AI and someone goes off on their own and develops that without other countries having a say-so or a limit on what they can do, but that'll depend on who you get attending this week. And from what we understand, it may be a bit of a disappointing attendee roll book there. No Biden, no Macron. I could go on. What's your view about that? Well, I really welcome the initiative the Prime Minister set out. It's worth noting that Britain actually is the third in the world in terms of the advancement of AI, and apart from the United States and China. There are a variety of governments coming to this AI safety conference, ranging from Italy to the Vice President of the United States. There are also business and tech companies there as well. So we can ensure that AI is safe for the future, but and also provides the opportunities which I've just mentioned in terms of the £2 million investment for AI to help teachers reduce their workload and be on the front line rather than having to do lots of bureaucracy.
I just want to end by asking you about footage that emerged overnight, shocking footage, frankly, coming from Dagestani airport in Russia. I don't know if you've had the chance to see it, but essentially it was a mob breaking into the airport terminal, trying to make their way because news of a flight landing from Tel Aviv had got out. Clearly anti-Jew hate. And we have here this morning in the UK an emergency COBRA meeting taking place, talking about, possible tweaks to legislation and to address the sort of accelerated terror threat we're facing here in the UK. But my question to you is, are we actually effectively using the legislation that we already have? I mean, we had people over the weekend at pro-Palestine protests calling for jihad, and the police saying that some of what was going on was open to interpretation. That can't be right, can it?
I have seen online in Dagestan against the Jewish population there and the flight that came in from Israel. It's pretty horrific, and I have to say Jews are fearful around the world. Jews are fearful in the United Kingdom. Anti-Semitic incidents over the past 2 weeks since the Hamas massacre in Israel have gone up by a huge amount. I'm the universities minister. Anti-Semitic incidents at universities have gone up by over 400% in the last 3 weeks alone. And it is disturbing to see extremists chanting jihad or from the river to the sea, both regarded as anti-Semitic slogans. The government does believe that the police have the necessary legislation. There's prevention of terrorism acts in Parliament. There is the new Public Order Acts that were recently passed. There's racial harassment legislation. There's a wealth of...
Because my understanding is it's looking at tweaking some legislation. Yes, go on, sorry.
I'm not part of that COBRA meeting, and I'm sure that there'll be announcements made, if necessary, once that meeting has taken place.
Okay, Minister, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed.